So my sister is marrying my ex-boyfriend in less than 3 weeks. And let me just tell you guys, we're out on this beautiful island. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm showing her grace. I'm showing up for her as her bridesmaids. But she is being a total bridezilla and giving me a hard time. Her marrying my ex-boyfriend is also the elephant in the room. And I'm getting pretty tired of everyone pitying me for this, for even showing up for her. Even my own mother called me before heading on his trip. She was like, I know this is going to be a hard time for you. Okay, like, girl, can you talk to your daughter? Why didn't you talk to your daughter? Your other daughter. And my sister's acting like, giving me these bad vibes, these weird vibes, acting like I still want her man. I still want her Arnold. I don't even want Arnold anymore, guys. On this trip, I can say that I am interested in his best friend, Rome. So let's just see how this trip goes.
My stepsister is literally marrying my ex-boyfriend. Let's talk about it. So my dad married my stepmom my freshman year of high school, and I was like so excited to have a new sister and was really excited to see my dad happy. My mom had passed away before that, and I was just like, I thought we were gonna have this like perfect family, and I learned very quickly that that was just not the case. From the start, my stepmom was automatically just like trying to get anything that belonged to my mom in our house, and they were always like super nice to me in front of my dad, but so mean and evil like when he wasn't around. And it's really hard to complain to somebody that you can see is so happy, especially your dad. And I just was always trying to do everything I could to make it like that happy family. And as far as my stepsister goes, it started out with like really small things. Like she would dangle like having a relationship over my head, like us being like friends, sisters, whatever. And then like would always ask to like borrow something right after. And then I would lend it to her. And it would either come back broken or she would lose it, and she would just act like it was not a big deal. And that alone drove me crazy, but it like progressively got worse. I'm talking like sports, it was always a competition, school, like academics, everything, it was always a competition. And it's really easy to say like just rise above it when it's not happening to you over and over and over again. And in high school, I had this boyfriend everybody loved. He was like, everybody thought we were going to be like the couple. And I was like happy with him at the time until I found him in my bed with my stepsister. And so many of my friends knew about it and didn't tell me and let me find out that way. And like the worst part is that they started dating like openly after that, and everybody just expected me to kind of get over it and move on. And do you know how many people actually said, well, they're a better match anyway? Like, what? Then I find out that they're going to be getting married, and I am expected, like basically demanded to be in this wedding. So let's get this straight. You come in, you want to erase any memory of my mom. You want to act like I am just like there and I'm not even a part of this family. You want to take everything from me, including my boyfriend, and then you want to marry him and you want me to be in the wedding party. Okay. At this point, I'm so mad, and they keep asking me, like, do I have a +1? And so I lied and said that I had a date and that I'm, like, casually dating someone. And that's just, like, furthest from the truth because I haven't dated anyone in a really long time. So I'm like, I came up with this plan, right? And it's a little petty of me, but I'm like, I'm going to find somebody and offer to pay them, somebody who is just like the complete opposite of everybody there, somebody who is going to simultaneously make them all uncomfortable and mad that he's there, but also super jealous. And boy, do I find the perfect person.
See, when I thought my life couldn't get any crazier, my sister is marrying my ex and I'm the maid of honor in the wedding. I feel like it can't get more complicated than that. See, me and this guy called Mark, we dated for 4.5 years back in secondary school. Now, I'm not talking about year 7, no. I'm talking about we started dating at the end of year 10, so basically year 11. Would have been like around 16 years old. And we were dating all the way through until we turned 20. I'm gonna lie, I'll sugarcoat it, we did not end well. He cheated on me in front of my face, and then I later found out he'd been cheating on me for the past 2 years. And what makes this worse, because it gets worse, is that my sister was so furious with him, probably more than me, and then I find out 2 years later they're dating. Make it make sense. So my sister and Mark dating was like this big family secret for the longest time. She told my parents, and they were all meeting up to go for dinner or coffee dates without me knowing for about 6 or 7 months. Absolutely obscene to me. I would never do that in a million years. I mean, I would never date my sister's ex, but whatever, we'll move past that. Anyway, I did eventually get told about this relationship. He was not a happy bunny at first, like literally did not speak to my sister for months. And then they got engaged. So I had no option but to accept this weird situation. Let's ignore the shade match. I need to tan. Despite how I feel about the whole of their relationship, I did tell my sister straight up that I will be going to the wedding. Like, don't worry about me making it awkward, causing a scene, because I would never do that. It's your big day, however much I want to. And that's when she said to me, of course you're a part of the wedding. I want you to be my maid of honor. Honestly, I would normally be over the moon and already have the whole wedding planned the second she said that. Obviously, I was not a happy bunny about that. And honestly, I just feel very conflicted about this whole situation. Mark still hasn't spoken to me, apologised, or even addressed that we dated and he did me so dirty. You're literally about to be my brother-in-law and I've seen you. I don't know, family's complicated and I think this has just made it more complicated.
Okay. This is next level betrayal, guys. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, I don't get it, right? Because this only happens with women. Right? Women don't mind, getting married to each other's exes, or, it's a common thing, or dating each other's exes, right? Unlike guys, because when it comes to guys, my brother's not about to get married to my ex. I don't care, bro. He's not about to do that. I don't care. I don't care, bro. You understand? He's not doing that because that is not the bro code. The bro code is, you're not supposed to be messing with my ex or my baby mama or, let alone even my sister, bro. Like, if you're my friend, you understand? That is just a bro code. You understand what I'm saying? Because, like, you're not about to marry my ex. You're not about to date my ex. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to do that, bro. That's not cool. But women can do that because women don't mind, sharing a man. Women actually want a man that is with, other women. You know what I mean? They want a man who has women in his life. They want a man who's married. They want a man who has a girlfriend. So it proves that. But I don't feel like, these guys are wrong for doing that, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Because I take marriage very seriously. If it didn't work out with their sisters, because, these women are not going to tell us the truth because the families, they approve these things. You hear these women talking about their mothers approving it, their family members approving it. It shows that, they just come into the internet because they're bitter and they're jealous of their sisters. You know what I mean? They're just jealous of their sisters, guys. That's why they're on the internet, running their mouth because they know that, they messed up their opportunity to get married to their exes. Because I know that, 70% of the divorces are initiated by women and even breakups. Most breakups are initiated by women. So I know those guys didn't leave these women. And they will paint those guys as bad as they can. You understand? They will make those guys look bad on the internet. They will come to these cameras and talk about cheating. I don't support cheating, guys. I'm against cheating, right? But, I know, when things don't make sense, it doesn't add up that, this girl is saying, the family approves a guy who's a cheater to marry their sister, right? Even the previous girl is saying like, she's going to be the maid of honor, because both these white girls are going to be the maid of honor at the wedding, right? I don't believe that, their families will approve that marriage, knowing that these guys were cheaters. You understand what I'm saying? These guys are cheating and whatever, right? They're not going to prove it. Like, they're going to be against it. But it looks like they support the marriages more than they support these girls, the exes. Because, girls are not going to say, they did anything wrong because they're perfect, right? Like, we all know that women are perfect, guys. So they're not going to sit here and say, this is what I did and it was wrong for me to do that. You know what I mean? But anyway, This is next level betrayal, guys. If you want to get some get back, this is how you do it, fellas. This is exactly how you do it. You go for the friend or the sister and you get married to her. And don't forget to put your assets under your mother's name so that if they divorce you, you know, they get nothing. Don't forget to do that, fellas. Don't ever forget to put your assets under your mother's name or somebody that you trust, you know, your little brother, you know, or your brother. Don't forget to do that. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. My name is RJ Godfella, and this is the RJ Godfella Chats. Now, if you like this type of content, guys, please hit the subscribe button so we can react more to this content. Peace, I'm out.